It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way.
Best boy or the best girl
from where we
is
began.
automatically a life member of our Godavari Alumni Association.
We were non-political, non-profitable, a social organization. It first started from Haiti Darbar, which Father Nation started as a report card distribution center. And there was a library there then, where the old boys could go and read the books. As the old boys started visiting there quite often, then Father Nation said, why don't you all make a club out of it? So that's how Javier Hall later became Old Boys House. Koyur Samse was very generous and he donated that property for GAA.
Father Ludwig Stiller said the Father Superior in Patna would like to donate some money, for your starting your alumni in a more social organization. So we had 2 lakhs Indian currency and 23,000 from the Ministry of Education, from the minister. And then the history started of the Tamil GAA.
For me, the purpose of GA has always been that it should be a place where we as Xaverians get to practice whatever we learned during the 10 years of school. The education, the morale, the leadership skills, everything that we learned, I feel like this is the practicing place.
The quiz contest was one of the highlights that GA used to do. Tickets were sold in black market because it was so hard to get. Everybody wanted to attend that. I mean, it was a big ado back then.
We had very good film shows, Hollywood shows, thanks to American Embassy and British embassies. We used to get the latest films, and everyone cherished to see those films.
So many memorable and big events, talking about the basketball games, the hockey games, International Youth Convention at Godavari with the Queen inaugurating, Silver Jubilee of the spelling contest, and quiz contests where the royal family used to grace the finals.
Father Watrin was the symbol that really brought GA to this level. A lot of credit has to go to him. And had this skill development initiative in the GA for the graduating class of 76. So we walked up to the schools. There were a couple of schools, Chalupa, in Sangle Khola, a number of schools where some of us taught. Some of us helped the doctors with running the clinics, and some of us went and built schools,
The idea was to help the kids from the high schools, mostly from wealthy families, to get a little bit of contact with the poor village people.
GA did some social work in Gongavu at the time. Gongavu, that time, it was like a village, a distant village. It was very difficult to get there. And we can't imagine now, how close we were to Gongavu, yet at that time we saw so far.
Some of the activities that we cherished and we made a difference was the fundraising program for the cancer hospital. We had a walkathon in which His Majesty King Birendra as well as Her Majesty Queen Ashwarya also contributed for the fundraising program of the Walkathon for Hope. And also the other thing that I cherish is the International Youth Convention that we organized.
1985 was the International Youth Year as declared by the UN. And this, to celebrate the International Youth Year, GAA organized its own International Youth Conference at Godavari School. We had over 15 countries participate from all over the world, and the organizing body was GAA itself for 3 days.
Linking the rural-urban divide. This was engaging youth in peace building, linking the rural-urban divide. So in this project, which was funded by USAID, we gave an orientation class on media, on human rights, on the current political scenario of the country to about 100 different members, volunteers, from various different parts of Kathmandu Valley. Some of them went to Rukum, Rolpa, some of them went to Terathum, some of them went to Jhapa, some to Mahendranagar.
Main bond that ties all the younger people with the senior people, let's say, is the common networking of GAA, the core values of GAA, which have been instilled into us right from our school days. I think if we still continue to believe in those values, that's the combining factor. So when we sit together across the table, both the very young graduates and the senior graduates, we talk about things which are very, very similar, and there is a strong sense of homogeneity.
How to bring the young and the old together. And GAA obviously has not done enough homework to establish that.
We have a tremendous lack of workforce. Because of the workforce, we couldn't continue the social work which Father Watrin did.
If we want to make a name for ourselves, we continue to promote volunteerism and then also contribute in the terms of community service.
The main aim when I came here was that to blend the two. 17 years to 70 years, we go to catch it differently. Young generation and the matured one should come together, then we can run.
The Hollywood films bonded us, so every time we came here for a purpose. But now we see nobody comes to GAA. There is a change coming, and unless the young ones, youth take over, the institution will not flourish.
I still feel the Aishwarya Shield English Spelling Contest and the Ratna Shield General Quiz Contest are two of GAA's flagship activities. Those can be taken on a nationwide scale.
Nowadays what we experience is that the younger group, after passing out, they're so busy in their career progression, they're not able to put so much time into GAA activities.
Father Watrin always stood for quality education to the people, especially those who are not able to afford such education. And in 2001, when we celebrated Father Watrin's 80th birthday, we were able to set aside some funds for the rainy days within the SAV, which would took up the opportunity to call that as the Father Watrin Scholarship Fund.
I think our executive committee has been fairly active following the great earthquake in Nepal, and for that we were able to organize various social welfare activities. We raised funds from our own Xaverian colleagues, and then we were able to spend those funds by having various social activities, welfare activities in the earthquake-stricken villages. And we were able to organize initial relief work in various parts of Sindhu Palchok especially, and then also helping in various schools in other parts of the valley and outside districts.
Because of Godavari, I had built a house on a hill very close to my school. It was called Kot Dana. It is above Bisanku Narayan. But unfortunately, in this earthquake, In my village, there were 104 houses, 98 got destroyed. And GAA gave a bag of rice to all of them.
I strongly believe that the zeal and enthusiasm of the younger group combined with the maturity of the senior group is the way to go. Where else would you have a association which is one of the oldest, which carried out, pioneered such things as the quiz contest, other contests and sports activities, number of other things in the early days when there were hardly any associations. This is a tremendous advantage we have. We must build on that.
Every year we have at least 200-300 kids graduating from St. Mary's, from St. Xavier's Jawlakhel and St. Xavier's Godavari. I think the number is even more now. But when we look at the new members out here, we have 0 new members.
Xaverians should exert themselves, recollecting the past glory, past fame of GAA.
Slowly our Xaverians should realize that now we need to come out of spelling contest, hockey and basketball. So I came with that purpose that, well, maybe it was time for Xaverians to actually be a voice.
I came across with Yogizi. So Yogizi from the Alumni Association, they are initiating from the beginning white shirt movement to so there will be no color in the politics, there will be no color in the unionism. So white shirt means peace, progress and prosperity. He initiated the white shirt movement from the GAA Alumni Association, which they have already initiated before, and that took a huge circulation among all the youngsters. More than 200,000 people are on the street that time. Not only in the Basantapur area, but that was covered to the Asan area also, that was covered to the Newer Gate, to other areas also. People are coming on the street by walking because that was a strike.
The white shirt movement, which everybody experienced, actually started when we had almost a problem of politics in our own school. How we as GAA and Xaverians, as old boys, went with white shirt and made sure that there was no politics among the teachers, which we succeeded, and we carried that even to Basantapur. We have to have closer ties with the school. We are GAA by virtue of being, past students of one of the Xaverian schools. So it's not anything to do with GAA lagging behind. The only way we can have youngness is by having activities with the school. The senior members should be given the opportunity to use GAA as a platform to talk on national issues. Because, as I said, if you look at Xaverians, they may not be national leaders, but don't forget they are little kings of their own field.